everybody. So we're going to start our new unit here, and so we've got, oops, I accidentally hit that. We've got our warm-up going. So if you'll take and look at this food web, we're going to go back to food webs from when you were in elementary. Take a look at this food web, and I want you to answer these 3 questions. And while you're doing that, I'm going to ask Ms. Borowski to please pause the video, and she will take attendance while everyone is doing that. Okay, so give 2 predator-prey relationships from this food web. You could have had the fox as the predator and the rabbit as the prey. You could have had the owl as the predator with the mice or the grasshopper as their prey. You could have also had the bird as the predator with the grasshopper as the prey, and possibly even the fox as a predator with the bird as a prey. Give 2 producer-consumer relationships. Well, the carrots, the grass, and the grains are all producers, and anything that has an arrow going to it means it's eating it, they're consumers. So the rabbit, the mice, the grasshopper are all consumers of these producers, and the bird is too here as long as you have it eating the grain. It's a predator for grasshoppers, but a consumer of the grain. And then it's asked if these relationships are biotic or not. They're all biotic because they're all living things. Okay, let's take a look now at what we're going to do today. Today is March 17th and 18th. Our new learning target, new topic, we have that you can describe and give examples of how populations and organisms depend on and compete for biotic and abiotic factors in an ecosystem. We're going to first start out by reviewing our test in Aware Testing Center. It's going to be very brief. There are some people you really need to check to see if you have a 1B listed in your Google Classroom. So when you go on your device very quickly to see your grade, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on it, but you need to know that if you have a 1B, that those corrections and retests are due by the 26th of March. Everybody at home, you're going to be watching 2 videos through Edpuzzle while we watch them as a class together, and then we'll come back and reconvene. You have a Quizlet link with all the key vocabulary words that are really important for this unit. And then we're going to watch another video about the wolves in the Yellowstone National Park and how they affect rivers. And we're going to see the dependency versus competition that takes place between organisms in Yellowstone National Park. Homework, corrections, and retests for those kids, for those of you who did not pass the geology test. And then, of course, if you don't complete the Wolves Change Rivers, you need to finish that before we have our next class. Okay, let's everybody head on over to Google Classroom, and let's look here. We've got our test. You're going to go into Aware to see that. If you have a 1B, not everyone will, but those of you that do will have that. Here's our 2 videos that we're going to watch together as a class in person. At home, you're going to watch those in Edpuzzle at the same time. Then we're going to spend about 10 minutes going through our vocabulary flashcards, reviewing some of that vocabulary that you had learned in previous years, but understanding that vocabulary is going to be important. And then last but not least, you're going to have a video that you're going to watch about the wolves in Yellowstone. And then you're going to open up this worksheet here. And in class, you have a hard copy of this. At home, you are going to type your answers here. While watching the video, you're going to identify at least 5 interactions between either biotic and biotic factors, or maybe biotic and abiotic factors. And you've got to determine whether these factors depend on each other for survival, or are they in competition for resources to survive. So for example, and you're not allowed to use that, let's say one of the factors is a beaver, and a beaver is living, so I'd type beaver here, biotic. And then the other factor, let's say, is a dam that he's building in a river. So the dam in the river would be abiotic because it's not living. And is that interaction a dependency or competition? Explain. Well, that's really a dependency because the beaver depends on that river and being able to build a dam to provide shelter for them to survive and raise their young and that kind of thing. All right, so once you're finished, you're going to click Turn In on that. If you don't finish number 4, it does become homework. Have a good day. Bye.